Hello and welcome to stamp making with foam sheets. This is an activity that requires a few materials. You'll need foam sheets, some bottle caps, something to draw with, and some glue. And if you don't have all of these materials, there are some alternatives too. You'll also need some scissors. And if you don't have the kind of foam sheets you get at the store, you can also use this kind of foam. It comes in like packages you get in the mail or some sort of scrap foam you have around the house. I'll show details about that later. So let's get started. First, let's get rid of everything except our foam and our bottle caps and our drawing pen. So I'm going to trace my bottle caps first. And the bottle cap is going to be the handle for my stamp. You got to have something to hold on to when you make your stamp. Okay, now that I have my caps traced, I'm going to start making a stamp for each one. So this first one is going to be an orange. I'm going to use that on my Kwanzaa paper. You may remember Kwanzaa is a gift-giving holiday, and it actually means Kwanzaa, the word means first fruits of the season. So that's why I'm doing a fruit theme for that wrapping paper. So there's my little orange. I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to make sure my orange sticks flat onto the bottle cap. I'm going to let that dry for about an hour. And while I'm letting that dry, I'll work on another one. So I'm going to make a sun-shaped one. You may remember that the solstice is also in December. That's another holiday. And that's one where we think about the sun. And I did another one with a star on it, as you can see there. So you can make any shapes that you like. And if you have something to trace onto your foam, that can be a big help, right? I used a cookie cutter, and it actually helped me trace it by pressing the design into the foam, and that gave me something to guide where I wanted to cut. Now this foam is just scrap foam I had laying around the house. You can use this kind of foam if it's what you have, and though it's thicker, you will still need to put something on the back of it to hold onto while you are printing with it, but we'll get to that later. So draw whatever shapes you want onto your foam, cut them out, and if you have other shapes that you want, go ahead and cut those too. Then we're going to get some thick cardboard. I'm using basically what was an old box, an old cereal box, and that's going to be the backing for my stamp. So I have something to hold on to when I'm stamping it down. So once you trace your foam that you've cut out your cardboard, and we're going to glue that onto the back of our foam, just like we did with our bottle caps. I put dots of glue on there, and I'll let that dry for a good long time. Now if you have stamp pads, we'll be talking about how to print a picture or some wrapping paper in the next video. But since we're still talking about making stamps, if you have cookie cutters that have special shapes for special holidays, go ahead and use those. I'm making some Hanukkah shapes here. So I've got the star, I've got the dreidel, and I've got the Hanukkiah. And you don't normally find those just everywhere, so that's why I use them to make some Hanukkah wrapping paper. You can see here I cut out my star. But maybe you don't have a special shape like that you can trace, and you're saying, I still want to make a star. Well, you can do it with a basic shape like a triangle. I have a triangle here, and I just turn it one way, print, and then I stamp it the other way, and that makes a star shape. So you can make complicated shapes with simple shapes. That's fine too. It will take a little bit longer because you have to stamp each triangle twice to make the star, whereas if you make the star stamp, you only have to stamp it once. But there you go. I'm customizing some blue wrapping paper here with blue 6-pointed stars for some Hanukkah paper. And I'll give you more details about that later. What I'm using here is an ink pad, but there's other ways to print it too. And I end up with something like this. Alright, well, we'll have more details on printing in the next video. I hope you had fun making your stamps, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.